Hello gamers, today we present to you the top 5 FPS games released on mobile. Before watching the video, put a like and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the video. Standoff 2, an online game with a size of 1.8 gigabytes, available on Android and iPhone. Standoff 2 is a multiplayer Counter-Strike style FPS in which two teams face off inside relatively small settings. All the maps are clearly based on Counter-Strike maps. The control system of Standoff 2 is really well adapted to touchscreens, with a virtual D-pad on the left side of the screen and the gun's crosshair on the right. By default, your weapon's shooting button appears on both sides of the screen, which makes the action more comfortable for you. Standoff 2's main game mode is a deathmatch, in which two teams battle against each other for 5 minutes. Unlike the original Counter-Strike, you only have to wait 5 seconds to respawn if you're killed. In total, Standoff 2 has 3 games modes, each one with unique features. Standoff 2 is a really fun 3D online FPS, with great graphics and loads of different weapons. Mad Zombies, an offline game with a size of 350 megabytes, available on Android and iPhone. In the FPS Mad Zombies, you'll have to take on an entire zombie apocalypse. Thankfully, there's an enormous arsenal of weapons at your disposal, including machine guns, shotguns, rifles and much more. Mad Zombies has very simple controls. Just aim your weapon with your left thumb and tap the buttons on the right to fire. Launch grenades, use the first aid kit and reload. Like many FPSs, your character is either stationary or moves automatically. And in between missions, you can upgrade your firearms, but make sure to invest all the money that you win in missions in your weapons, or you might have a hard time defeating the zombies in the next one. Overall, Mad Zombies is an entertaining FPS, although the concept lacks originality. Although this title doesn't manage to really stand out in any particular area, it does offer a solid game experience.
You win!
Payday Crime War, an online game with a size of 300 megabytes, available on Android and iPhone. Payday Crime War is an exciting multiplayer first-person shooter, where you'll have to choose to become either a cop or a robber. Depending on which team you choose, you'll have one of two goals. The robbers are trying to break into a safe and the cops will do anything to stop them. Payday Crime War's controls are very well adapted to touchscreen devices. Simply move your character with the virtual joystick on the left side of the screen, and fire your weapon with a button on the right. Also on the right side of the screen are buttons to jump, reload your weapon and launch grenades. Just like the PC and console version of Payday, there's tons of characters, both cops and robbers, to choose from in Payday Crime War. Not only that, the more you play, the more new content you'll unlock. Dozens of masks, loads of new safes and even more exclusive content. With all that and spectacular graphics you can customize to your device, Payday Crime War is a great team-based FPS that manages to bring Payday's fantastic game experience to Android and iOS devices.
The dead have seen the end of war.
Critical Ops, an online game with a size of 750 megabytes, available on Android and iPhone. Critical Ops is a first-person multiplayer shooter that goes something like this. There are 2 teams made up of up to 6 players, terrorists and anti-terrorists. There are also 2 of maps, and depending on your team, your job is to place or deactivate a bomb or simply get rid of as many opponents as you possibly can. Controls are perfectly adapted to touchscreen smartphones. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll find the virtual stick. In order to rotate the camera and aim your gun, you just have to slide your finger towards the right side of the screen. You can also find the shoot, reload, jump and duck buttons on the right side. There are very obvious similarities between this game and Counter-Strike. You can even find similarities in the repertoire, where you'll find several different submachine guns, assault rifles, sniper rifles or shotguns, and don't forget that you can also grab firearms and weapons from the bad guys you've already taken out. Critical Ops in an outstanding FPS multiplayer in every way. This really is one of the best games in this genre for Android and iOS, even better than Critical Strike Portable, which was developed by the same studio. Modern Combat 5, an online game with a size of 1.7 gigabytes, available on Android and iPhone. Step onto the battlefield and answer the call in the classic title that raised the bar for first-person shooter games with its great graphics, high-powered guns, and intense online multiplayer action. Modern Combat is the original mobile FPS where you can choose from more than 10 classes. Jump online for a bit of instant warfare. They thought you were expendable, but they made a critical mistake. You're the one-man army that brings the war to them. Engage in fast-paced story missions where the call will take you from Tokyo to Venice for a variety of first-person shooter challenges. Great graphics, music and voice performances perfectly adapted for a first-person shooter game. Level up by playing pub matches or by completing campaign missions. Make critical decisions, complete your ops, and accomplish your duty. Unlock higher-tier guns and expendable items as you master lower-tier guns. Remember, the battlefield is a place for warfare, not mercy. Train hard, fight hard. When you hear death's call, answer with all the fury of war. Get into the action now and dominate the pubs, or just enjoy a fun match with friends.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble.